This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. Delighted to be joined by, over the telephone, Mr. John Fury. John, how are you keeping?
Very well, KUGAN. Yourself, how are you?
All good. Family all good?
Yep.
Great. So, John, obviously over the last few days, this is absolutely kind of blown up on the internet and wherever else. Everyone's talking about it. I'll get your kind of reaction to when you first saw the video from Micky Theo calling you out. What was your initial response? We saw, obviously, we put the video up that you made a few nights ago, but what was your initial response to that, John?
To be honest with you, KUGAN, I was just sat minding my own business, enjoying Tyson's achievements, and basically thinking to myself, life can get any better. But to my surprise, it does, through people like this chap, and he called me out, and I was quite surprised, really, but the thing is, it's good for me. It's what I do, it's what I love doing, and it gives me more incentive to do what I was doing anyway. Because I always keep fit. I'm semi-fit all the time, but now I can up the ante and enjoy it even more now, and something to concentrate on. Because I just love fighting. I just love it. Doing it since I've been a small boy, and nothing against this chap, but we can put a good show on and get a lot of money for charity and help a lot of people worldwide, and show people that we're not finished in the mid-50s. It'll be a good thing, won't it?
When we saw the video of yourself that went out the other night, you seemed quite aggravated in the video, John. Were you initially aggravated by the initial call out?
I was at the time, because it's a cultural thing with me. When you're challenged, you sort of think, hang on, I haven't asked for this. And I must make that clear, I never asked for this. I've never called nobody out, ever. The things I said about Dana White is because he said something wrong about my son. I'm only defending my kids, basically. But I don't go around calling people out, do I? On all this stuff, so I'm not interested in it. If a fight comes up, you've got to deal with it. I know how hard it is fighting, because I fought all my life. And nobody will look for a fight, because it's bloody hard work, especially when you're fighting somebody that can fight as well. So I never looked for fights, and I can honestly say I've never started a fight in my life. I've always been good at finishing one. And I do believe I'll finish this one as well.
In the video, John, you said that, you don't know this guy, Micky, you don't wish to know him. This is obviously at the time. But how much do you kind of know about Micky Theo now, John?
Absolutely nothing. And I don't want to know nothing about him. People I'm going to fight, I need to know nothing about him at all. I'm confident in my own ability. Whatever he does. I hope he does it well. Because I know what I can do. I know I do mine well. So good luck to the man. If he wants a fight, he'll get a fight. Because like I said, I've never shied away from a challenge in my life. And I'm quite looking forward to it. And there'll be a lot of carrying on the way as well. I'm going to enjoy the build-up just as much as I'm going to enjoy the fight on the night.
Obviously, if, when things like this happens, John, there's always kind of positives and negatives to everything. And the negative people will kind of say, why are two guys in their 50s having a fight in the first place? John, what would be your response to that?
To be honest with you, if you live in this world of fisticuffs, you're never retired. Like the great Bartley Gorman said, you're only retired when you're dead and nailed in your coffin and buried. That's the only time a fighting man's retired. And this dirty business can rear its ugly head at any time, and it has done again. But I've had a few years peace in a world of war, but now back on it. I'll live by the sword and I'll die by the sword. At the end of the day, age is the number. I've looked after myself all my life. I don't drink, I don't smoke. And let me tell you this much. I've never took a steroid in my life. I've never took an aspirin. Never smoked, never drunk, no drugs. I don't take creatine, don't take shakes, don't take no supplements at all. I just eat good food and train hard. And a heart like a lion. So boxing to me and fighting, whichever, if you want it with gloves is a lot harder, obviously. But the bare fist job, you've got to watch what you're doing, because there's that much damage with a bare fist. The police could get involved. I don't want that being a one-strike life, do I?
Of course not. But
so I've got to do it by the Queensberry rules.
Because like I said, John, in the video, you kind of toyed with the idea of doing this gypsy style, but realistically that wasn't going to happen, was it?
Well, it was at the time, but my advisors talked me out of it. Because obviously, the criminal record I've got for violence, they said it could end up a police matter, because I know how dangerous I am without them gloves on. And when I'm in a fight, I see red, and I just want to kill. And at the end of the day, That can't be done, can it? I mean no harm by saying that. It's just a natural instinct. That's the instinct what made Tyson a world champion. You know, it's a thing you're born with. And when bloods are high, when your blood's high and you're in a rage and you're in that zone, things happen. You know, but with the gloves on, stuff like more or less a sport, isn't it? And that's how I'm going to have to deal with this as a sport. You know, for his safety, you know, and my own as well. Not that they're getting damaged from being hurt or fighting, from a police point of view.
Of course.
And that's what I'm going to look at.
John,
He's keeping me freedom.
John, let me ask you, what's Tyson said to you about you doing this?
Tyson, he said, listen, we'll get the best of training done. You know, we'll get it done the right way, the proper way. He's up for it. Every member of my family is ecstatic about this. You know, they're saying, oh, my dad, he's going to show us now what he can really do. I know it's 30 years too late, but let me just tell you, when I was fighting professional, I never had camp, I never had the right food, I was doing a day job, I was just rolling up my bag after work, and maybe fighting 6 or 8 rounds with 2 or 3 days' notice. Never a proper training camp, never done anything like that. But let me tell you something, I was in with some decent men, and world-class men couldn't do any good with me. And I also beat the man who beat Mike Tyson. So I'm not that bad. You know, and at the end, if a man can turn after a day's work and fight 8 rounds, he's not that bad, is he? But the professional ranks, you have to be dedicated, you have to train 6 weeks, this, that, and when you're only getting 300 quid and you've got a family, you can't afford to do that. So I never dedicated. I just took fights when they come along to put some food on the table, basically. But things are different now. Things are different. We've got time to train. You know, we've got time to put the right food on the table. We've got time to get the right sparring partners. You know, so it's all good now. I could even be better now than I was then. I believe I can be. So we'll see.
I think one of the main points to this happening, John, is the fact that you know, there will be money raised for the NHS charity, which is being talked about, or you know, there's going to be some good that comes out of it in that respect.
That's the main thing, because we're in a crisis at the minute. There's a lot of frightened people out there, including myself. This time, one thing, but the biggest fight of all is coronavirus. This coronavirus, we might not never get to meet. It might take one of us out. God, I hope it never does, but you never know. There's 1,000 people a day dying, and we could be unlucky and never see next week. That's how we look at it, and I can only say one thing. We've got to commend all the NHS staff. They're doing lovely jobs. I do the clapping when the rest of the street comes out clapping, because I realise what the people's doing, and they've always been there to help, and good's in their heart. If I can do any good by what I do to enhance what they do, well, it's all good, isn't it? People can understand that. You know, and God bless them all for doing a fine job.
Certainly. John, what do you kind of do day to day while we're in this kind of situation at the moment? I do ask everyone how you kind of feel your days and kind of keep yourself positive in this quite, you know, horrendous situation.
I'm on total lockdown like the rest of the world.
Yeah.
You know, I'm taking no chances. You know, I keep to my own family. You know, I don't go in shops at all. You know, I get somebody, a friend of mine goes and gets me groceries and leaves them on the doorstep, and I leave the money in an envelope at the side where he can collect it. You know, I'm not taking any chances. You know, I wouldn't like people to see me go into shops and stuff like that. So I want people to know that people like myself can put it out there, like, to do the right thing, you know what I'm saying? And no one can say they've seen me in a shop, you know what I'm saying, because I haven't been there. You know, so at the end of the day, people have got to do what they do, they've got their own free will. But coronavirus is a very dangerous thing. And if you can enhance your living by just keeping indoors, you're doing a great thing, aren't you? And other people's watching, they'll follow suit, hopefully. But my advice to everybody, if you can stay at home, stay at home. I know it's hard, but it's easy for me because I spent years in a cell, so it's nothing to me to stay at home. But to those people who haven't experienced lockdown or in confinement, you know, think about being confined in a coffin forever. And if stopping at home can prevent that, you're on a good thing, aren't you? Think about the worst side of it, death, because this is a killer. And the NHS have got enough to do. So I don't want to be adding to their problems. You know, so I'm doing my best to keep out of it all for the KUGAN, to be honest, and my family's as well. Tyson's doing a great job. Every member of my family's doing a great job. staying out and staying positive and keeping away from the human population as much as we can.
It's good to hear that, John. It's good to hear that.
Yeah.
John, just coming back to obviously this fight. There's no obviously immediate timescale because it's impossible to kind of say when this could take place. But talking to that Micky Theo yesterday, he said that September's a possibility, but at the moment it's hard to put a date on this, isn't it?
Like I just said, KUGAN, we've got to get through the main job first. Get out the lockdown, get the country back to somewhere near normal. Even though I don't think the country or the world will ever be the same again, it'll be hectic even after the lockdown. And I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen. But as soon as things get back to normal, I could fight tomorrow, I could fight today, but that's not the issue. We've got to do it right and do it safely. Whatever time they put it on, they put it on. I'll be ready and I'll be there. And good things come to them who wait like a pint of Guinness. So let's just see what happens. But the main thing is, you can guarantee this much. Unless I die overnight, that's the only reason I won't be there. Because I'll be there, don't worry about that. And I'm going to fetch an army of happy people with me to enjoy a brilliant night in the fight job. And it just proves, doesn't it, KUGAN, you haven't got to be a world champion to make people enjoy a good night, or let people enjoy a good night. We can do it from the lower ranks. Because I believe I'm nobody. I'm just a raggle-taggle travelling man that's been fetched up the hard way. Knocks and bumps comes as a second nature. I'm no brilliant person. I'm no big shakes. The only big shake I am is I'm Tyson's dad, and I bred Tyson, and that's my biggest achievement in my life. But I just want to say to the public, there's life in an old dog, and where there's belief, where there's will, there's a way. And I've got a lot of belief, even at the grand old age. I'm 55 next month. And I just thank God that He's given me the health and strength to even think about doing something like this, and a good cause is coming out of it. And let me tell you something, there's always something good comes out of something bad. So it's not all bad. The fight game's one thing. There's a lot of good things come out of the fight game, KUGAN, as you well know. I hope to make it right on the night. And people who come to see me fight this fella, you'll definitely get value for money, because I'm not going to stand around all night. That's not my thing. It's not a boxing match. It's a fisticuffs, and that's what it'll be. And it'll be, while it'll last, it'll be a good crack, and the best man will win. That's all I can say. And as long as we both come out safely, there's no harm done, is there? And the only winners here is the NHS.
How would you go about your training for this, John?
Well, just purely boxing training. Just plenty of running, plenty of road work, plenty of sparring. I've got the best of sparring. Tyson's going to be sparring me. Shane's going to be sparring me. They're all 6'6", 25 stone guys. The smallest of them, the smallest of my sparring partners, 6'1", 19, 20 stone. They're all young, fit men. All 30 and below, And there's no more I need to do. Just get in and just get my hands flowing, get used to throwing punches again, which becomes a second nature. It's memory muscle to me, throwing punches. Just like it'll probably be to him lifting weights. It's memory muscle. They're used to doing it. And it comes to them easy, and it'll come to me. And I believe in a few weeks I'll be as sharp as a razor. Because I'm still pretty fast now.
John,
we were sparring, me and Tyson and Shane, before he went to Vegas. And you know what he said to me? I'm surprised how sharp you really are. You're still good on your feet, and you've still got a good engine. Joe Egan seen me running back in the summer. Was on a tour with Tyson in Great Britain. I trained every day. I was running 6 miles of young men, and I was in the sprints at the end of it. And then I was 24 stone. Now my body weight, I'm 18 stone 5 at the moment. I'm in great shape. And I intend to be in better shape. But like I say, just running, sparring, and eating night and early nights. That's all I'm going to do. It's all I need anyway.
John, I did ask Micky Theo whether he believed he was capable of knocking you out, and his response to that is that we're going to have to see on the night. He wouldn't kind of lay claim to that over the interview, but I'll ask the same question to you, John. You believe you're more than capable of knocking Micky Theo out in this fight?
Let me tell you this much. I'm well experienced in the world of fisticuffs, and nobody can say what they're going to do on the night. can hope to do it. You can want to do it. But whether you do it's two different things. But all I can say in this, I'm going to try and knock him out. I'm going to try. I'm going to try my hardest. And if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Either way, it'll be a great fight anyway. Because I'm a toe-to-toe guy. I'm not going to start jumping around the ring. I'm just a toe-to-toe man. And I'll just keep windmilling away. And if I catch him, I catch him. If he catches me, good luck to him. We're both granddads. We're both well past our sell-by dates, so put it this way. At 55, I don't care. And he's 56, so he says he is. You're never ever going to be what you was. It's an even match. He's a big boy himself. I'm a big fella. So, even Stevens, he's trained all his life. I've trained all my life. I know it's a different format. What I do, what he does. But still, keep him physically fit. All I can say, I'm going to try my best to knock him out. But if I don't, I don't. But the main thing is to come out safe. And at the end of the day, it's a sport at the end of the day, ain't it? He hasn't done nothing wrong to me. I'm not going to try and kill the man. There's no need for that. You know what I'm saying? But if I can deliver some knockout blows, I will do. Like he will. Because we're in there to fight. And let me tell you something. When that bell goes, a fight is what it is. There's a lot at stake. And we're both men. And we want to come out victorious. He probably does. And I want to do. Because there's all the world to gain for a winner. But there's nothing for a loser. There's no second place, is there? And I got truckloads of belief in my own self. If I've got to go toe-to-toe for 1 hour, I will do. Not a problem. Because fighting is my second nature. I love it. It's bred in me. 300 years. Both sides. And something? My grandfather's, my great-grandfather, Skeet was the best man in London. And them men fought for 50 rounds without even sitting down. And that was my great-grandfather's brother. Because my mother's a Londoner. And it was all rough and tough boys. So it's bred in me. I'm a fighting man. And I'm going to prove that. No matter who I stand in front of, whether it's this fella or anybody else. So we'll just have to see. But the main thing is to let everybody have a good night. Let it all go off well. And like I say, the only winners are the NHS, aren't they? And well, they should be, because they're doing a bigger job than what I could ever do. I think I'm a manly guy. And I think I'm this, I think I'm that. But I'm nothing to one of them bloody nurses walking up and down, doing an hard day's work, saving lives. They're the heroes of the world. They're saving lives. I can't save a life. I can't knock a nail in straight. But let me tell you something. I admire what they do, and if I could be like them, I would be like them. They're great people. They spent their life, dedicated their life to saving lives, and that makes any one of them better than me.
It's well said, John. John, just finally, before I let you go, John, do you believe that ultimately, though, Micky Theo has made a mistake by mentioning your name?
To be honest with you, he's got a tall order. He could have picked an easier man to fight than me. But anyway, who else? Whose father is more famous in the UK than me? He isn't a father. Anthony Joshua's dad ain't as famous as me, is he? Nobody mentions AJ's dad. Nobody mentions Wilder's dad. So he just thinks that I'm getting a lot of attention off the Joe public, a lot of this, a lot of that, and he wants a piece of the action. And he thinks in his own mind that it's going to enhance his earning capabilities. But, he could have picked an easier task than me. Well, listen, that's up to this guy. He obviously believes he's a fighting man. And this, that, and the other. Let me tell him he's on about Lenny McLean. Lenny McLean was 20 years older than me. When I was in my 27, 28, Lenny McLean was an old man. And I don't pick on old men. Like I wouldn't like a young man to pick on me. So Lenny McLean was an old man. And he wasn't in my league. I was fighting bloody world champions and British title. I was in 1991, and this is proven, I was number 3 in the UK, number 5 in Europe, and I was world rated at one stage. And I never trained a day in my life. I'm fitter now. So, Lenny McLean would have had to do with me. And I don't think Lenny McLean could have beat me. because at the number one, he was too old. He was good at what he done, Lenny McLean, a dust up on the street and being a doorman, you know, and hitting people bang when they're not looking and stuff like that, you know, and getting average men in the ring and beating them to death. But when you're in front of trained athletes, what's living and breathing this job, what know how to fight themselves, different ball game. Different ball game. It was all good at what they did, but what they did, street fighting, and this unlicensed white collar stuff, there's a world of difference. If you put a white collar man now in front of somebody what's trained in a professional gym to fight professional athletes, it won't go 30 seconds. You know, because if that wasn't the case, why didn't Lenny McLean then challenge the current British heavyweight champion? He never did. So that's it in a nutshell. Two different sports, two different things. One's a rough and tumble, one's an athletical mind game, and it's all down to class and ability. If you haven't got it, you're going to get beat to death. And that's all I can say. And but all I can say is, I'll fight my heart out, whether it's him or anybody else. You know, at the end of it, that's what I do. That's what I enjoy. And I just want to get it up and running. And let's enjoy every minute of it, because it might be my last time. You don't know, do you? You don't know. You can't see around corners. And if God gives me the health and strength to get through the coronavirus without no hiccups, you know, fighting this chap will not be an issue, will it? But good luck to him anyway. I mean, the man. Hey, mate, I'll apologise for saying you got false teeth. It just looked like you had false teeth. But if you haven't got false teeth, good on you, mate. There's one thing I have got. I have got a bald head, and I'm proud of it, because I've got the best son in the entire world what's ever come out of the UK, and he's bald. So big up the bald guys.
Big up the ball, guys, indeed. All right, well, listen, John, thank you very much for your time. Keep yourself safe and also your family, and hopefully we come out of this as quick as possible in this time.
Yeah, and all I want to say before you go, Kugan, I wish everybody on the earth take care and stay safe, and I hope to God that you get through all of this with no problems. Good luck to everybody out there. Stay at home, stick to the rules, and do what's right, and you'll be all right. Good night and God bless.
God bless you, John. Thank you very much.
God bless. Take care, Kugan.
Thank you, mate. Top man.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, John.